Very soon they will understand. Oh, they will understand the misery of losing someone like you. The same people who ignored you, underestimated you, treated you like you were nothing more than a shadow in the background. They will feel it, the emptiness, the silence, the weight of your absence crushing their hearts like glass beneath a boot. You see, people never realize the value of something until it slips through their fingers. They take your kindness for weakness, your silence for submission. They think you will always be there, standing quietly, absorbing every insult, every betrayal, every lie. But you are not a doormat. You are a storm waiting to be unleashed. They laughed at your struggles, mocked your pain, and dismissed your dreams. But here is the truth they never saw coming. You were the glue holding their fragile little worlds together. And when you walk away, when you decide to stop caring, their world will crumble. The ones who hurt you will finally feel the sting of regret, the burn of guilt. It is not revenge. No, it is justice. Because when they look around and realize you are no longer there to pick up the pieces, to listen to their nonsense, to be their emotional punching bag, they will be haunted by the ghost of your absence. And in that silence, in that deep, suffocating emptiness, they will finally realize they lost someone who mattered, someone irreplaceable. You, let us face it, you have been walking through life carrying a weight no one else can see, a burden that presses down on your chest every single day, making it harder to breathe, harder to smile, harder to even exist. You feel it, do you not? That heaviness, that sinking feeling in your gut that whispers, you are not enough. And the worst part? You started to believe it. They told you that your emotions make you weak. They told you that your emotions make you weak, that your sadness is a flaw, your anger is a problem, your fear is something to be ashamed of. They looked at you when you were vulnerable, and instead of offering a hand, they turned their backs. They laughed when you stumbled, they disappeared when you cried, and they cheered when you failed. And you let it sink in. You let their words carve scars into your mind, scars deeper than any wound. You wake up every morning feeling like you are trapped in a world that does not care. You wear a mask, pretending everything is fine, while inside you are screaming, but nobody hears it. Nobody wants to hear it, because your pain makes them uncomfortable. Your struggles remind them of their own weaknesses, so they ignore you, they dismiss you. They pretend you do not exist. And what do? You bottle it up. You swallow your anger, bury your sadness, and plaster on a fake smile. You convince yourself that this is just how life is, that suffering in silence is the only way to survive. But deep down, you know the truth. You are not living. You are just existing. Your anger festers inside you like a disease, poisoning your thoughts, clouding your mind. Your sadness weighs you down like chains around your neck, pulling you deeper into the darkness. Your fear grips you by the throat, stopping you from speaking out, from standing up, from fighting back. And let us not forget the people around you, the ones who pretend to care, but only when it is convenient for them. They offer hollow words of comfort, meaningless advice, and then vanish when things get tough. They expect you to be strong, to keep moving, to never show weakness. But where are they when you need them the most? Gone. Always gone. You have been taught to believe that your pain does not matter, that your struggles are insignificant, that you should just get over it. But how do you get over the feeling of being invisible? How do you move on when every step feels like you are dragging a 1,000-pound weight behind you? This is the problem. You are living in a world that thrives on your silence, that feeds off your misery, that wants you to stay small, quiet, and broken. They do not want you to rise. They do not want you to realize the power that lies within your pain. Because the moment you do, the moment you stop letting your emotions control you and start using them as fuel, that is the moment you become unstoppable. And trust me, they fear that day. But here is the real question. How long will you let them control you? How long will you keep playing the victim in a story that you are supposed to write? You think your pain is special? You think you are the only one who has been betrayed, hurt, or abandoned? Look around. The world is full of broken people, but the difference between them and you? They stopped crying about it. They stopped waiting for someone to save them. They took that pain and turned it into power. And you? You are still sitting there, drowning in self-pity, hoping someone will notice your struggle. But no one is coming. No one is going to pick you up off the ground. No one cares about your tears. Harsh, is it not? But that is the truth you refuse to face. You think feeling sorry for yourself will change anything? You think replaying the same memories, the same failures will make them disappear? It will not. It will only keep you stuck in the same miserable loop, over and over again, while life passes you by. What are you afraid of? Failing again? Getting hurt? Let me tell you something. Pain is inevitable. Life will break you again and again. But that is not what defines you. What defines you is how you respond when everything falls apart. Right now, you are letting your emotions run the show. You are letting anger cloud your judgment, sadness drain your energy, and fear paralyze you. You have become a prisoner in your own mind, locked up by chains you put there yourself. But here is the thing, they win when you stay like this. The people who doubted you, hurt you, laughed at you, they win every time you choose to stay down, every time you hide behind your excuses, every time you tell yourself, I cannot. Are you really going to give them that satisfaction? Are you really going to let their words define your worth? Or are you going to stand up and prove them wrong? You keep waiting for the perfect moment, the right time, the right feeling. But let me tell you something, there is no perfect moment. There is no magical day when everything will feel easy. You will never feel ready. But that is the secret. You do it anyway. Stop blaming the world for your misery. Stop pointing fingers at everyone who wronged you. Yes, they hurt you. Yes, they left scars. But those scars, they are not signs of weakness. They are proof that you survived. Proof that you are still here, breathing, standing, fighting. The question is, what will you do with that proof? Will you wear it like a badge of honor, or will you let it weigh you down like a chain? Because here is the harsh truth. You are not a victim. You are a volunteer. You are choosing to stay broken. You are choosing to let the past control you. But you can choose something else. You can choose to fight. You can choose to rise. So, what is it going to be? Will you keep hiding in the shadows, or will you step into the light and show them who you really are? But here is the twist. The very things you believe are breaking you, they can be your greatest weapons. Yes, the anger, the sadness, the fear. They are not your enemies. They are tools. You just have not learned how to use them yet. You see, pain is not there to destroy you. Pain is there to teach you. Every scar you carry, every wound that still aches, it all has a purpose. But instead of learning from it, you have been running from it, hiding, pretending it does not exist. That is where you went wrong. You want to break free? You want to stop feeling like a prisoner in your own mind? Then stop seeing your emotions as a curse. Start seeing them for what they really are. Fuel. Take that anger, the fire burning inside you, and focus it. Let it sharpen your mind. Let it drive you forward. Anger is not weakness. It is energy. It is power waiting to be harnessed. But you have been letting it control you, letting it blind you. It is time to flip the script. Use that anger to push yourself further, to prove everyone wrong. Let it be the spark that ignites your ambition, and that sadness you carry, the heaviness in your chest, it is not there to drown you. It is there to remind you of what matters. It shows you where your heart is, where your values lie. But instead of letting it weigh you down, transform it into resolve. Use that sadness to connect with your purpose. Every tear you have shed, let it water the roots of your growth. Then there is fear. Fear. The one emotion that grips the strongest. But let me tell you something. Fear is not the enemy. Fear is a guide. It points you to the places where you need to grow. It shows you the battles you need to fight. The trick is not to eliminate fear. It is to dance with it. When you feel afraid, it means you are standing on the edge of something important. So do not run from it. Step into it. Face it head on. That is where real power lies. Mastering your emotions does not mean suppressing them. It means controlling how they affect you. It means standing in the middle of chaos and choosing how you will respond. Because that is the difference between people who crumble and people who rise, the ability to control the chaos inside. So here is the solution. Stop waiting for the world to fix you. Stop expecting others to understand your pain. The world does not owe you anything, but you owe yourself the chance to rise. Take responsibility. Own your pain, your anger, your fear. Look them in the eye and say, "You do not control me. I control you." Because once you realize that you hold the reins, once you understand that the power has always been within you, nothing, and I mean nothing, can stop you. The world cannot break someone who has mastered their own mind. The chaos around you becomes irrelevant when you control the chaos within. And that is when the fun begins. Now, imagine this. Close your eyes and see it clearly. You standing tall, not as the broken, fragile person they thought you were, but as someone reborn from the very pain that once threatened to destroy you. Picture your anger, no longer wild and uncontrollable, but sharp and focused, like a blade honed to perfection. It no longer clouds your mind, it clears your path. Every time they doubted you, every time they mocked you, that anger becomes the fuel that drives you forward. You are no longer weighed down by it, you are powered by it. Your sadness, that heavy ache in your chest, has transformed. It is no longer a chain pulling you into the darkness. No, it has become your anchor, grounding you in who you are and what you stand for. That sadness has turned into strength, into resilience. Every tear you shed was not a sign of weakness. It was proof that you survived. And now those tears fuel your determination. You are unbreakable. And fear? Fear has become your ally. It no longer paralyzes you. It sharpens you. You stand at the edge of every challenge, every unknown, and instead of stepping back, you lean in. You do not run from fear. You walk beside it. Because you know now that fear is just a signal that you are growing, that you are stepping into your power. Imagine the looks on their faces, the ones who doubted you, who dismissed you, who thought you would never rise. They will watch in stunned silence as you climb higher, as you achieve what they said was impossible. They will see the fire in your eyes, the calm in your step, and they will realize they were wrong about you. All along, you are not the victim of your story. You are the author. You are the one holding the pen, writing each chapter with purpose, with power. Every setback, every failure, it was just a plot twist. It did not end you. It built you. Feel that power in your chest. Feel how unstoppable you are when you take control of your own narrative. You are no longer waiting for someone to save you, to validate you, to see your worth. You know your worth. You define your value. The world bows to those who refuse to break. And you are not just standing, you are rising. You are becoming the person they never saw coming. The one who turned pain into power, fear into fuel, and doubt into dominance. So, hold your head high. Walk into every room like you own it. Face every challenge like it was designed for you to conquer. Because it is. This life, this chaos, it is yours to control. And soon enough, the same people who underestimated you will be the ones whispering your name in awe. They will wonder how you did it, how you turned your misery into triumph. But you will know the truth. You always had it in you. You just needed to unleash it. And now, here you stand on the edge of transformation. The choice is right in front of you. You can stay where you are, trapped in the same cycle, letting pain, fear, and anger dictate your life. You can keep playing the victim, waiting for someone to rescue you, hoping the world will suddenly become fair. But deep down, you know the truth. The world does not care about your tears, your struggles, or your excuses. It only respects power. Or you can rise. You can take every ounce of that agony, every scar, every betrayal, and forge it into something unbreakable. You can choose to master the chaos inside you, to become the person they never thought you could be. Because here is the secret: they fear control. The world is not afraid of people who scream in pain or crumble under pressure. No, the world fears the ones who smile through the chaos, the ones who walk through fire and come out stronger. The world fears the ones who refuse to be broken. Be that person. Take control of your story. Stop waiting for the perfect moment, the perfect feeling. It will never come. But you are already ready. You just have to decide. Let them watch as you rise from the ashes. Let them wonder how you kept smiling while everything around you burned. Show them that you were never weak, you were just waiting for the right moment to reveal your strength. This is your moment. So pull the strings, take control, and let the world bow to the power you have always had inside you.